Good morning, it's Pamela from Yorkshire in the north of England. I'm here to talk about #Nautical November cow. This is the first day, the 1st of November, that we're actually showing you some items that we've made. It's been co-hosted with two friends of mine, Lee at Lee Mac and Cassandra at Craftably Ever After. They've already put out their videos this morning. They've made some fabulous items. Lee has totally knocked it out of the park where pirates are concerned. She's done a ship, a pirate and a treasure trove, and a lighthouse as well. They're absolutely fantastic. And then I've watched Cassandra's video as well, and she's made a pirate cat, which is equally as fantastic, and also a fish that would feed to 5,000, and again absolutely fantastic. So it's this cow is obviously as a link to the poem Pirate Pete by James Carter, which Lee and I read out at the beginning of the week, and also Cassandra's just read out on her video this morning. So obviously nautical refers to a lot of things to do with the sea. There's obviously sea life, there's beaches, holidays, pirates, ordinary navy, or fishing, anything to do with the sea. But should you be short of inspiration, the poem Pirate Pete should provide some inspiration for a project to do. I've done I've made two things. The first one I did fully have planned to show today, and I started this one nice and early really. Now this one I've picked for this one is a pattern from Etsy, and it's called Parrot, and it's by Sabrina Summers. So this is this one here. £4.45 I paid for that one. It just caught my eye. Really liked it. It's not too big. Now the pattern is good, but there are a few things that may not be beginner friendly, but I'll just show you my item first. So I haven't done the skull and crossbones on the pattern. They're done in felt, by the way, which I'm not a felt user, but the only time I've ever tried to embroider skull and crossbones was on this little poison bottle, and I didn't do such a fab job of it, so I just left that without the skull and crossbones. But I've put a little bit of gold lame on to give a brocade effect. I think they just used yellow yarn on the pattern. I really do like this. I've made this entirely in Serdar Happy Cotton. I really enjoyed going through my cottons to find colours that I could use for this nautical challenge. So this green is called Fizz, which I've never used that particular green. For a parrot, I probably would have preferred the colour Wicket that they do in their range, but I didn't have any of that, and I thought I don't really want to go buying a load more, so I did use what I had, which was this Fizz, but it's worked out just fine. I used melon for the foot and the beak, which I haven't used before. All the other colours that I've used before. So yeah, I really like it. Now the bits that make it slightly complicated for a beginner amigurumi maker, well, I think she's made it more complicated than it needs to be. But for instance, the hat, it's made in two pieces, which is not unusual, because if you get like an odd shaped item, you quite often do make two pieces and then attach them together. But to attach them, she was wanting you to do a crocheted piece to attach to the other two, which I thought was unnecessary really. So I did an extra row around each piece, and then I crocheted them two together rather than doing the extra piece, and then I just backstitched the lame to look like brocade. The other thing that makes it like, oh, the other odd one is like the peg leg. She wanted you to do a separate band to go around the top, you know, to give it an effect of, I suppose, like a support. But I couldn't see the point of that, so I did the leg to the length it was supposed to be, and then I did an increase in the front loops around to give the illusion rather than doing a separate piece. The bit that I think makes it harder for newbies is like the wings and the tail. They're done in like the little bits where you make little parts like these. You just do mostly 2 rows of 6 double crochets or single crochets, whichever one you use, and then you attach them together. One of them slightly larger, you do an extra row on one of them to make it a slightly wider wing, but then you attach them together. Now I didn't follow what she wanted you to do with that, where she wanted you to join the third one. So I did them side by side, and I think it's fine. I think that's probably what she was meaning, but it didn't read that way to me. So, but I think mine are okay as they are. I'm quite happy with them. The tail is the same sort of thing, but you do 4 of the like little nodules, as it were, and then attach them together. I think that's one of the more challenging things, is attaching parts together like that for a new amigurumi maker. But with a bit of patience and concentration, it is doable. I think you do the foot the same way as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy. The eye is supposed to be, the black part is supposed to be felt, but like I say, I don't generally use felt. So I just did a circle in black and then just put a little sort of white highlight, you know, to make it stand out really. But yeah, I'm happy with him. I think he looks pretty good, and he does stand up. I like it. I do like him a lot. I think he's a cutie. For a parrot, he's a cutie. So that's that one. Now my next one's a free pattern. Now this I wasn't sure I'd get finished for today, but actually it was very quick to work up, so I got it finished. Yeah, I finished it last night, so it was like last minute, the finishing part, but yeah, it was really quite easy. Now it's a mermaid. I've never actually made a mermaid, so this is my mermaid. Now it's a pattern, you'll have heard of her probably. It's a pattern by, I think she's called Carolyn Brody, but her name for her patterns is Sweet Oddity Art, so you've probably seen that, I think. Now it's a really easy pattern, I think, but she does leave you wondering what you have to do with certain bits, because like she doesn't seem to mention doing the sparkly bits on the fin. So her pattern, I'll show you it on here. It's a free one and I downloaded it. So let me just. So this is the pattern, Sweet Oddity Art. It was free on Lovecrafts. You can get a lot of her patterns on Lovecrafts. She doesn't, well, not that I can find anyway, mention putting the sparkly bits on the fin. In addition as well, she doesn't really, like with the hair, she just says like there are many ways of attaching hair to a doll's head. You can get creative with the hair here. So I made like a skull cap, as it were, and every other row I did back loops only, so it gave me something to pull the yarn through. And I chose to do one strand of the King Cole Cotton Soft Candy in Blossom, so it's got like different colours in it, pretty colours, one of which is like the teal that I used for the fin. Now that war, I put it with you know, the little Rikarumi Lame bonbons I bought. One of them is in this like iridescent. Now it looks pink to me from this side that I'm looking at it now, but last night when I was working on it, it looked the same colour as the fin. So it's one of those that takes on the colour depending when you're looking at it and under what light. Now it's I use one strand of each through each loop that I used about every other loop. I put the threads through. I just cut them off to similar lengths, holding it down like that. So you do get like different lengths at the back, but I think that's fine. You know, you generally, you know, they are pretty long, untidy hair, aren't they, for the mermaids, and the iridescent yarn really does suit it, I think. So like, yeah, I made like little scale shapes with those, because she doesn't actually say, she looks like she does smaller V's in hers, but that wasn't standing out too much, so I did a larger V to give it the iridescence on the fin. And then the other thing I added a sort of flower at the top, and I thought if I do it in that colour, it's sort of like the ocean, you know, you get these magical colours in the ocean. And I've put a little bit of silver lame in the centre, just threaded a little bit through just to give it a bit of sparkle. Yeah, really like how she's come up. I did make another change. You know, I don't like a thin neck, and it's supposed to go down to something like 12 stitches. So I just took mine down to 24 and made the body match. It doesn't look that unusual really. It's still got a shape to it even though I've done that. The arms were supposed to be 6 stitches all around to quite a length. I did mine 9 stitches around and made them slightly shorter. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so that's my mermaid. I think I've covered everything there. I used 9mm eyes, made it up as I went along with the eyelashes, and put a little pink line for the cheeks. But yeah, my first ever mermaid, that. So I'm quite happy with her. I think some little girl will love her actually. So yeah, that's that. I don't think of anything else to say about that. That, like I say, is a fairly easy pattern, but I do find Sweet Oddity Arts patterns quite easy to follow. Like I say, she does leave you wanting with a couple of areas with this, but if you've had any experience of doing amigurumi, you'll be able to work your way through that, I'm sure. If you've ever put any hair on anything, you will be able to do it. So yeah, but I recommend it. I would recommend that pattern. So that's me for this week. If you haven't already done it, the other 2 ladies have already put their videos out, and like I say, they've done smashing makes for us to look at. Really good. In fact, I'm feeling quite inadequate compared to them this morning, I must admit. So yeah, pop along to see what they've done. I don't really know which one I'll be doing for next week, but I'll find something, and I'll be back. It'll be Friday again, so it'll be the 8th of November that I'm back to do another one for this nautical November cow. If you do want to join in, please do. You know, I prefer to have you, and if you want me to put it on my channel, I prefer you to submit your photo by email. That way I'm pretty sure that you're happy for me to include it in my videos. I don't really like taking pictures off Instagram in case it's not something you want me to do. But yeah, if you want me to include it in my channel at the end of the challenge, please do send me an email and I will be more than happy to do that. That's what I love about CALS. It gets other people, you know, you're all working to a common theme, but it's fantastic, the diversity of items that you get under one theme. Everybody comes at it a different way. You know, even if 2 of us did a pirate parrot, I bet they'd look different, you know, because we all add a little bit of ourselves into it, and that's what's fantastic about a crochet along. It gives you an idea, but then you run with it, and I think it's fantastic, and I will be more than happy to see what you make, and I'll be thrilled to bits if we've inspired you to do it. Like I say, you've already got quite an array of items from the 3 of us this morning. Without any consultation, we have all done something. You know, there's a linking theme there, which is pirate, but you know, it's, you know, we've come up with a different item each. You know, I think it's fantastic. So I'm thrilled to be part of this, and I hope you will be too. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.